So, second replay of the day, and as I say, it's a special one. These are the players, Happy versus HawK. You might think, why is he showing us this replay? We have seen this match a million times, and it is always the same output, or the same result. Well, we'll see about that. This happened Saturday in the WCR 5. So let's see what happened here. You will see that this day has a little bit of a theme going on. So we have HawK in the upper right on Last Refuge. We have Happy in the bottom left, the Emperor reigning over all the weekly cups. Once again, in case you haven't heard it, on Friday the Replaycast Cups got cancelled without too much notice. So we might need some more content for Friday in case you want to help us out with like funding a show match or whatever. We had 2 cups this Saturday, WCR 5 from Russia and our Rising Star Cup. And yeah, it was an interesting day. It was a long day and it was an interesting day. But let's see what happened. HawK, Archmage first. We've seen him improving so much in the matches against Happy, especially in the first matches of a series. After the first game, it always looked like he lost his confidence and wasn't playing to the fullest anymore. But the first games were always the greatest, and this is a best of 1. Or this was a best of 1. So we'll see how this goes. As we oftentimes say, in best of 1, we have this from this legacy of best of 1s dating back to WCG days, where we had this mega upsets. People from South America facing the big guns, especially Pato, who always was up for a surprise and making it to the future rounds, or the deeper rounds, eliminating some favorites. So what is HawK going to do? We have a footman for a little bit of harass and scouting, and Happy not creeping at all, going back to an old build of his where he was just harassing, maybe even expecting an instant expansion. But this is absolutely not the case, as HawK was creeping here as he's moving over. So this feels like HawK knows exactly what Happy is doing. Put some right clicks on him. And the first step to level 2 is already done. Happy is without anything. No item, no experience, just vision. Okay. And with this, he delays a possible expansion. There was no militia creep at the mercenary camp, which he could interrupt and steal an item or something. And HawK just stops after this. Okay, I got my first objective. I got close to level 2, I got my claw, which is really helpful. And now I'm dealing with you. And I stop you from whatever you want to do. And as you can see in the main, this is a 1-base play. But prior to this, we've seen a lot of expansion plays by HawK last week. Especially the ones where he, on Northern Isles, where he tried to go for tanks. Nice deny by Happy, by the way, not donating any experience to HawK. Happy is taking at the same time, of course. But can't get anything done. He has a lot of skeletons now, but a lot of them are about to be expire. And there's only one charger for of necromancy. So Happy is focusing on his own progress, maybe trying to get, okay, a good item, which he gets, but he can't prevent level 2 anymore. And this is easy damage on the first hero. Can he prevent? Oh, no, he can't. Last hit by Happy. And Watch Award, so we will know if there's an expansion, but he's catching so many hits. Water Elemental and Archmage. Yes, it's a little bit of experience. So this one camp almost got Happy level 2. He's not creeping at the same time with ghouls, as he needs the lumber for tier 3 and destroyers and heroes and everything. But Water Elemental plus this entire camp, which he also takes away from his opponent. So there's not much easy to creep for HawK at this point. We got 2 new donations, 3 wood, 3 euros, getting closer to the 10k for Neo to switch to Classics graphics, lol. Just kidding, keep up the great work, thank you. Also, Mondsucht with the 20 euro donation. I'm still not sure if I like Reforged, but I'm very sure I like you doing it full time. Or you, Sweetie Pie. Thank you very much. That was an easy daily goal today. Seem to appreciate this, nice. HawK is returning the favor, as he sees that Happy has to move back for new Rod of Necromancies and some reinforcements, and that he's also severely hurt. So Happy is going for the very safe spot, and he's just stealing the Shadow Priest away. With that, Watcher Wards for him as well. And it's a very good game for HawK so far. He's pretty much half a level ahead. He forced Happy back. He's not ultra harassing. He's not power creeping. So this is fairly good. Mountain King comes out, but that he gets a lot more control, and the tech to tier 3 is already on the way. Rifleman added to this army as well. Always better to operate from range, and that should be quite some hits on the skeletons. Happy uses these skeletons extensively. Ooh, Big Ogre, Mountain King got it, and the Ring of Protection. Extensively to put pressure on the human army. But if you have long rifles in 2 or 3 of the units, you can just gun them down with Water Elementals and Archmage. Interesting position by HawK to constantly contest this. They're pretty much fighting since minute 2.5. Both of them got a... Ooh, this Ogre, by the way, goes again to HawK, as we see 0 experience on the incoming Lich, who always changes the dynamic quite a bit. Nova comes in. There is no real solution to this, so the Footmen die. But in a rifle caster play, one-based rifle caster play, these Footmen are not really too important. Not even in the mid-stage. You don't really dive into the base. And HawK stole a lot. HawK stole the Shadow Priest camp. HawK stole the Ogre Magi. HawK delays level 3 for this DK for 5 minutes now. And if you have slow progress on your first hero, you automatically have slow progress on your second hero, because you can't split forces or send the DK away to power level the Lich. And for the Mountain King, everything's fine. He got some kills, he got the creeps. Yes, he spent some mana, but with Brilliance Aura, that's always fine. He got level 2 right away. And what we get in the base is 1-base rifle casters. Rifles and priests. So tier 3 finished. Oh, HawK grouping up at the tavern. I'm quite surprised to see that. And Happy is still struggling to find levels. 4 Fiends is good for power leveling, as it's really fast to take out the camps. With the flute, even better. But there's no orb yet, as he just arrived on tier 3. Going for destroyer upgrade, but there's already a solution to destroyers. And that's rifles. Not the highest numbers, not the biggest damage output, but again, HawK so aggressive with his positioning on the map. I'm not sure if he knew that Happy would do the mercenary camp, but if he did, then it's the perfect approach. Cross the lake, take more safe camps away, as you're in control. He got a big invul, he got both consumables with a mana stealing as well. And Happy's real big power spike that he forces always at the early tier 3 is apparently not happening so far. We've seen many times that HawK had a great early game. We've seen it many times where he was pushing Happy back and prevented an expansion or got an expo up. But then there was this one mistake where he exposed the Archmage, and that was it. Happy takes the game from here. So far, this is one of the best HawK transitions into the late game that we've probably ever seen. High damage Archmage, close to 4, level 3 MK, Paladin is out, Orb of Fire for reduced healing. He kind of needs a staff, but he has good consumables as well. Ooh, Coil Nova. Nice! Nice Holy Light to prevent him from the shockwave damage. Stormbolt, DK down to 50%. Can he get the Mountain King in front? Holy Light to nuke this DK as well. The anti-happy build pretty much. One of the wind being used to prevent this town portal, staying in this fight and forcing the retreat a little. They're both fighting for this ogre and the red spot. But this seems so far so good. He could swap the invul if he wants to. Next Water Elemental, only one destroyer. And these Water Elementals are quite tanky on level 2, so this is not enough to spell. Still no level 3 Lich. 2 charges of Wand of the Wind. That might break this. HawK got it again. And the Legion Doomhorn. So more movement speed. Usually the Undead is always the faster one. He still is now. Thanks to the level 2. Oh, he expanded behind this. How smart. Didn't lose a hero. Happy. Not really aggressive. Even though we have seen this play many, many times. Pick a fight. Wait, I want to pause this real quick. A week prior to this game on Last Refuge, we had a game of Happy versus HawK where this was pretty much the same situation. Good early game for HawK, Expo up, good levels. And then we had this fight here. Pretty much the same spot. They were fighting over a red spot. Happy and HawK were fighting. Happy is pushing him back in that game, kills the Archmage here, and from that moment on, there was no chance for HawK. As production stops, he has to revive the Archmage. Everything is put on hold while Happy is power creeping, while Happy is building a bigger army, and especially, like, getting levels. This fight, pretty much the same timing, pretty much the same levels and armies, but HawK is keeping his heroes safe, controls it well. Holy Light was there, no big losses, a couple of units maybe, but he disengages, even with the Wand of the Wind in play, without losing the hero. So let's see where it goes from here. That gives, like, not being forced to revive this Archmage gives him the time and resources to build this Town Hall. And even though, if it doesn't survive for too long, this keeps Happy away from the main, where the production is, where the main economy is. And so far, it's only one tower killed. Putting some more time on to this mercenary camp, finally creeping it, and that's level 2 for the Paladin. Thank you, ABG1 or Abjon for the Prime sub. Abjone. So huge level ups. Mountain King level 3, Paladin level 2. And he's tanky. I don't think Happy can fight this. One destroyer, no anti-magic or anything. Divine Shield really early. Also, he expected a nuke right there. Did you see? Holy Lighting immediately going for the Dark Ranger, and this time it is HawK who gets the kill. Very rare to see him so aggressive. Stormbolt and Holy Light onto undead heroes. And at this point, if your DK is town portaling, you can't heal them anymore if you don't have the necessary items on you, which he didn't have. So we see a Zeppelin play now. Another play that is usually anti-happy. We've seen it from Infi, we've seen it from Sock. Nice dodge. But now he uses the Zeppelin himself, despite there being so much anti-air. Priest can attack air, Rifles can attack air, Archmage can attack air, Water Elementals can attack air. Water Elemental scouting constantly. There's an Acolyte moving up. Destroyer confirms. Oh, there's no tower yet. I can distract a little here.
A player's forces are under attack.
And Happy needs levels. Gets level 4. Okay, Unholy Aura for him as well. 1 to sell. Upgrades on the Rifleman are 1-0. And a workshop now. Maybe for Gyrocopters, I think, for faster scouting. Did he just finish 2-0? Yes, he did. HawK has all... like, he has the ball in his field. He got Echo advantage. He got level advantage. He has good inventories. He still has consumables. Yeah, he kept both consumables in this fight. Happy took a risk of going to the turtle, and he cleared that turtle. But paid with the Dark Ranger. So HawK is giving Happy some time, but is he really giving Happy time? I think it's a little bit the other way around. HawK has double income. HawK built a huge army. Whoa! Dodges the storm with another TP. That's the second one in merely a minute. And that's 700 gold when you're up against an expansion that you can't afford. Gyros coming in. Additional anti-air versus Zeppelins versus Destroyers. What's Happy's answer? Banshees now. Adept upgrade should be done, as usually you go for it due to anti-magic shield. There we go. Number 1 is already out. He's just sick and tired of this nuke. He received so many Storm Bolts and so many Holy Lights that his think process is, okay, I got a solution in my undead army. That's Banshees. That does take some time, but I need it to stay alive. Black cannons. Happy scouting. 3,500 gold. I like HawK's positioning. Oh, not this positioning, but in general. Leaving the second group behind. To just press the thumb a little bit more onto Happy. This position right here is crucial. You have to expand at some point or break this expansion yourself, but I don't think he can do it at the moment with 433 and without TP and without Invo Potion. So HawK has to make sure that there's no expansion coming. And then the game is his. And I guess that's what he does. He has so much time to build the ultimate army. 2-0 Rifleman. Knights coming. Even Sorks in case there's Abomination. This is pretty much like safety Sorks, I think. Always good against Zeppelins, but also against Abomination, which should be the natural counter to Rifle Casters. Just spread Disease Cloud. Seems like Happy's going all in. 72 supply. Lots of mana. Thank you, AKP Digger, for 27 months of resubbing. So this is clearly an all-in by Happy. He's not rebuying a TP. He goes for a mana potion to stay in the fight a little longer for 2 additional coils. Dark Ranger is naked. Relies on the DK. You protect me, yes? And the Banshees, of course. HawK sees this coming, retreats immediately. 3 Sorks by now, maybe a little high. I'm not sure. Wait, can I click on this? I can't see it. Not sure, but he went to the shop, didn't buy anything. So I guess the Invo Potion was out of stock. 2 Crypt Fiends, by the way. That's insane. Master training on the priests. So, will we see Inner Fire? As long as 2 Destroyers are up, most likely not. Okay, he spreads it a little. Wonder how long those Destroyers survive. He needs to have web. There must be web. If not, these Destroyers get shredded. And then it's Inner Fire Rifles. Super tough call for Happy. What to do? Okay, he does have web, but there's way too many. And Happy doesn't even know where to coil first. The Destroyers are under attack. The Fiends are getting slaughtered in the meantime. Even Militia is in for HawK. Pretty much a flawless game from the human. Level 4 Lich, okay, but he's not really that pimped as we know it from Last Refuge. DK is under pressure. He's diving so deep with the 2 melee heroes. Paladin, oh, this Lich is out of position for once. The coil arrives on the Fiend. That was maybe a misclick or I didn't see it. The Lich falls again to another Stormbolt Holy Light. And without the Orb of Corruption, without a Nova, there's no way to win this fight. Destroyers are falling. Anti-air, okay, is still there. But one destroyer, you can take care of that with rifles. Happy have a Tavern revive. Was it enough? He's just storming forward. Even the Knight is still alive. He's desperately trying to reach the Tavern, but what about the DK? He used his mana potion. He has no TP. He has no invul. He is the easiest target if there's no silence. And this Mountain King has full mana and a heal scroll. Casters again. It seems like he forgot about this control group, but there's the stun, there's the holy light, there's the kill. GG by Happy, and this is how it happened. This is how... What? How HawK finally defeated Happy in an official match in the WCR Cup. And that was pretty damn good. Not losing the hero. But especially this early game, how long did it take Happy to get level 2? How good was it that he was not greedy going for this expansion? Because that was Happy's blind counterplay pretty much. I don't creep my green, I rush the left lane with my skeletons and my coil. I will find you, I will kill stuff. But no, that wasn't the case. HawK stopped creeping after the Ogre with that claw that was kind of lucky for the early game. And then just fires away. Does not open up the Murloc camp. Does not open up the Shadow Priest camp. Just dealing with Happy until the Rods of Necromancy are empty. And at that point he has to retreat. There's no mana. If there's no Rod, you can't do anything. You're powerless. HawK transitioned into tier 2. Had skirmishes. Also was super brave. Went all the way down the right-hand side, stole the Magi, stole the Null, felt that with the level 2 Mountain King early, had the upper hand, the Lich was there but only level 1, DK was there but only level 2, that went to the shop, crept up, so okay, Happy's at the Merc. He's busy with good scouting, of course, that requires good scouting. Saw that Happy is busy at the Merc, got the shop immediately. Like all these close steps, not moving out too far, just do something, be efficient, move on. And then maybe the decisive fight at the red spot, where HawK got the Unholy Aura and the Ogre Lord and didn't lose a hero and Happy had to retreat. That is, I think, where the game was not really over, but from that moment on it was really hard to do. So yeah, this is how you beat Happy. Just play perfectly. Easier said than done, right? But it had to happen, and this is how it finally happened. And since it's so special that HawK finally got this success, we kind of had to do this replay cast, I believe.